All right, hello everybody. Let's do this. This video should be short and sweet. So let's just take a look and this we know, right? This will be a review. So how do we read this notation? You don't say sin theta, you say sine of theta, yeah? And what represents the sine of theta? Notice that it's opposite over the hypotenuse, right? Okay. What about the other one? You don't say cos theta, you say cosine of theta. And this is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Okay, hypotenuse. Next one, you don't say tan theta, you say tangent theta. So this is opposite over adjacent. Okay. And wow, my handwriting is awful. But okay, now let's go with the next one. Now here, we had sine of theta, cosine theta, tangent theta. Now you don't pronounce this like theta. You're gonna say cosecant of theta. Okay, this is not sec theta. You're gonna say secant of theta, and this is not cot theta. You say cotangent of theta. Now here, the idea is, what is the cosecant of theta? This will be the reciprocal of sine of theta. So here, you see how we have opposite over hypotenuse? All we're going to do is just flip these two, and we're going to have hypotenuse over the opposite. Okay? Here, cosine theta is in relationship with secant theta. So notice that cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. What are we going to do with secant theta? It's just going to be hypotenuse over the adjacent. And watch, I could just abbreviate it, right? This HYP is hypotenuse. This ADJ is adjacent. And you can figure it out from here. What's cotangent of theta? We're just going to take the reciprocal of tangent theta and say this is adjacent over opposites. Okay, so these are the three final trigonometric notations that we have. These are the only six. Okay, so let's take a look at a nice example over here, and please have this in your notes. Right here, let's take a look at this diagram. It's saying in triangle ABC. All right, so we're gonna take our time. Right, this is triangle ABC. The measurement of angle C. That's how you read this notation. Let me write that down. The way you read this, you say the measure of angle. Right. This is the measure of angle C is 90 degrees. Okay. Notice what is this saying? That the line C to B is 60, A to C is 11, and B to A is 61. Here, what is the ratio that represents the cotangent of angle A? So here, notice that what I want you to do is, knowing what we just learned about cotangent over here, what I want you to do is pause the video and try and do this. Trust yourself. Try and do this question on your own, right? So notice it's asking, if you pause the video and you want to try and do it on your own, but you want to see the solution, it's asking for cotangent of angle A. So let's just say theta is over here, right? So how do you find cotangent of angle A? So we could say cotangent of A is equal to adjacent over opposite. Notice that when we see this triangle over here, what is the adjacent to the theta? It's this right here. This will represent the adjacent because it's next to it, right? So here, notice that, let me get some better colors. This will be the adjacent. The adjacent is C to A. What's the opposite of this angle A? It'll be B to C. This will be the opposite. And notice this has to be the hypotenuse because it's opposite of the right angle, right? So all we need to do is just write adjacent over opposite. And what is our adjacent? It's just 11 over 60. And that's it. We're done. Okie dokie. Let's try one more on your own. Here, Take your time and read it. And what I'd like you to do is copy the question down so you have it in your notes. It's saying in triangle RST, the measure of angle T is 90 degrees, right? So it's the right angle here. T to S, so T to S is 35. R to T is 12, and S to R is 37. What is the ratio that represents the secant of angle S? So what I'd like you to do is try and do this question, right? If you pause the video here, secant of angle S is equal, what is secant equal to? Okay, well, let's look at our notes, right? Secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So here we can just write hypotenuse over adjacent. Okay, now you need to figure out what is the hypotenuse in this triangle over here. Let me zoom, sorry. This here to here, this is the hypotenuse, right? And remember, where is our angle? It's angle S, so our theta is over here, right? Or the angle S is here. Now, what is the hypotenuse? We know that this has to be 37 is on top, right? Now, what's on the bottom? It's the adjacent. Notice which will be the adjacent? S to T or T to R? Now, it has to be S to T. Okay, S to T is this 35 because here, T to R is, it's opposite of it. So yeah, so this is the adjacent and this is the opposite. Okay, and then can we simplify this fraction? We cannot, and that's it. Very straightforward video. Well, this is just a warm-up. Like for tomorrow's problems, they'll get a little bit more difficult. What I'd like you to do is please go to Delta Math and try and practice a few of these problems so you get the idea of how to work with cosecant, secant, and cotangent. What I want you to do is, on your own, it may sound weird, but please say these out loud, like 1 or 2 times, right? Cosecant, secant, cotangent. Okay, I hope you guys are well. I'll talk to you soon.